Namaste, beautiful yogis. This is going to be a beginner level Vinyasa flow sequence specifically designed for the lower back. Let's begin at the front of our mat and take a moment to get centered and to get grounded. Extend your tailbone down, pull your belly in, take a big breath in and reach all the way over your head, slight back extension. Exhale, keeping your back straight, folding forward. You can keep your knees bent here. Inhale, look ahead of you, straight back. Exhale, folding forward, bend. Feel free to continue keeping your knees bent throughout the entire practice. Inhale, look ahead of you, lengthen the back of your neck as well as the entire spine. And come all the way up to standing, reaching over the head. Exhale, hands over the heart. Big breath in, lift. Exhale, folding. Inhale, look ahead of you, straight, flat back. Breathe into your hamstrings. Exhale, folding. And let's wrap the wrists around the elbows and allow the upper body to hang heavy here. You can shake your head, allowing any tension in your upper body to be released. And let's bring the hands on the floor. Inhale, look ahead of you. Step into plank, feet all the way back. Slowly lower yourself down onto your belly with control. Inhale, hands underneath the shoulders, lift for cobra. Keep your elbows in, bend and into your rib cage. Look ahead of you. Exhale and sit back in child's pose, bringing your sitting bones on your heels or towards your heels if they cannot reach all the way back. Soften your belly here. And let's come up to all fours, bringing the hips over the knees. Knees are hip width apart, and we're gonna take the right leg and the left arm up. Try to keep your hips level with the floor here. The spine is long. Switch sides, left leg lifts. Right arm reaches in front of you. The hand is reaching away from your foot, elongating the back. Breathe. Keep your hips level. Bring them both back down on the floor. And let's go into cow, cat pose. Rounding your back, exhaling, arching your back, inhaling. As you round, draw your navel in, look towards your navel. As you arch, drop your shoulders down, widen the back. And again, rounding the back, pull the belly in. Inhale, arching, chest is open. Exhale, rounding. And inhale, come back to neutral, sit back in child's pose. Inhale, come back up. Slowly lower your chest down towards the floor and move into cobra. Slight back extension. Don't go all the way up. Don't extend your elbows. Keep them bent and use your lower back muscles. And let's take the right leg up. Left arm reaches in front of us. Switch sides. Really connect with your lower back, which is a part of your core here. Connect and use those muscles with intention, with awareness. Exhale, sit back, child's pose. Bringing the forehead forward on your mat. Slowly come back up and lift your hips all the way up for downward facing dog. Feet are hip width apart, hands are shoulder width apart. ears can be between the elbows. Pull the belly in, lift your hips as high as you can, and let's walk the hands all the way back to the back of the mat to our feet and give our hands a break. Wrap your wrists around your elbows and hang heavy. And let's bend the knees, bring the hands behind us, clasp, or use a towel to hold behind you. And look over your right shoulder, twisting back to center. Look over your left shoulder. Keep your hips as far back as you can, knees square, and back to center. Exhale, folding forward. Press your hands away from your back to open the front of the shoulder. Shake your head. Exhale, hands on the floor, and let's walk the hands to the front of the mat. Downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And let's walk the feet in place here, lowering one heel at a time towards the floor, and breathe into the back of your leg, into your calves, into your ankles, hamstrings, glutes, lower back. Keep your fingers spread open, and let's step or walk the feet all the way to the front of the mat. Inhale, look ahead of you. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, look ahead of you and come up with a straight back, reaching over your head. Exhale, hands over the heart. Inhale, lift, hands over the head. Exhale, straight back, flat back, folding forward. Inhale, look ahead and step into plank. Pull your belly in, and from your knees you can lower down onto your elbows, and either knees on the floor or knees off the floor, holding plank to reinforce the connection with the core here. I'm demonstrating the alignment for plank with your knees on the floor or with your knees off the floor. Keep your chest open and breathe. Pull your belly in. And let's take a break and sit all the way back in child's pose. Slowly coming back up, and let's come onto the right hand and the outer edge of the right foot. Bring your left leg in front of you for support. Side plank. This is a modified version of side plank. Keep your hips lifted here so your body is forming a straight line, and really connect with your obliques here. Your core is supporting you. Your hands should be exactly underneath your shoulder. Exhale, hands down on the floor and switch sides. We're going to bring the outer edge of the left foot on the floor, left wrist underneath the left shoulder. Lift your hips. Maintain your alignment and your breath. And bring both hands down on the floor, plank, lower down onto your belly, cobra. Really extend your tailbone down towards the heels, and let's press back into downward facing dog. Spread your fingers wide open, and let's take the right foot between the hands. If you can't step it with one big step, you can bring it with your right hand, and lower the left knee on the floor. Bring your hands over your right knee. Make sure your right knee is over your right ankle and not over your toes, and come up. Push your hips forward here so you're really stretching the hip flexor. Either stay here, or if you can do twists, bring your left hand on the floor and bring your right arm up. Great. Coming out of this, slowly lower down. Inhale, cobra, press your toes down. Exhale, sit back, child's pose. Great. Let's come back up into downward facing dog. Take your left foot between your hands, lower your right knee on the floor. Take as wide stance as you can here. Bring your hands over your left knee. Press your hips forward and breathe into your right hip flexor. Left knee over the left ankle. Breathe. Let's bring the right hand on the floor and twist. Left arm reaches up. If you're not able to do any twists currently, you can stay in the previous pose. If you're doing a twist, keep your knee over your ankle, don't open it. Exhale, hands on the floor, step back, plank. Let's bring the elbows on the floor, press your forearms into the mat, and either bring your knees off the floor or keep them on the floor, but make sure there is a challenge here and you're feeling your core working. Great, let's sit back in child's pose. Allowing your spine to relax. From here we're going to come into all fours and we're going to take the right hand palm facing up. Glide it underneath so that you can bring the back of your right shoulder and the back of your head on the floor. Here we're using gravity to stretch the back of the shoulder. If you're not allowed or able to do twists, please stay in child's pose and really allow your upper body to relax. Slowly come out of this twist, back to all fours, and let's go over to the left side. Really glide your hand as far out as you can and then lower the back of your shoulder and your head, the back of your head on the floor. You can extend the top arm forward. Your hips are over your knees. Exhale, focus on your exhalation here, softening the belly. Inhale, slowly coming back up. And let's go into cow, cat. Again, rounding the back, pull the belly in, look towards your navel. Inhale, arching the back, lengthening, opening the spine, widening the back. Exhale, look towards your navel and come back into neutral. Tuck your toes under and step back into downward facing dog. Pull the belly in and up. Let's lift the right leg up and we're gonna open the right hip on top of the left hip. Lift your knee as high as you can here. Keep your shoulders aligned. And lower your right knee on the floor, shin bone down. Look down at your hips and make sure your hips are level with the floor here. You should feel a nice stretch in your right hip and no pain in any of your joints. If you're comfortable with it, you can keep your spine elongated and lower your chest down in a forward bend, making sure that you're not shifting your weight over to your right hip and opening the left hip. You should maintain equal distance. Your hips should be equal distance from the floor here. Feel free to stay longer here if you really enjoy it or if you feel like it's beneficial for you. Otherwise, you can come out of this pose and draw a few circles with your knee, right knee and right side toes. Let's go over to the other side. Open your left leg up, knee reaches as high as possible, left hip on top of the right. Look ahead of you, lower your left knee on the floor. Make sure your hips are level with the floor here, spine elongated, rib cage lifted. and you can lower down. You can use a block underneath your forehead here. That way, if your head is not reaching the floor, you're still allowing your neck to relax by bringing a block underneath your forehead. Work on your exhalations here, allowing your body to completely relax, allowing your hips, your left hip to relax, allowing for openness in your hip to begin to occur. Let's tuck the toes underneath and slowly push back in downward facing dog, and we're gonna draw circles with the left knee here, a few big circles, and you can step your feet down. Let's bring the knees down on the floor, sit back, child's pose. And let's come up, lower your belly on the floor, and lift your legs off the floor, followed by your arms reaching up. Legs and arms off the floor. Lower down, and let's bring the hands behind us, clasping or holding a towel behind us, and lift your chest off the floor here, really using your lower back, opening the chest. And let's relax in child's pose. It's always great to go into a forward bend after a back bend. Child's pose is a modified forward bend. Great. From here we're gonna come up and come into a seated pose. Inhale, reach your hands over your head, flex your toes. Exhale, fold forward and grab your toes. If you can't reach your toes, grab your legs. Grab your calves. Keep your back straight. Breathe into your hamstrings. You can bend your knees slightly here. Inhale, lift your hands over your head. And let's bring the right foot on the inside of the left inner thigh. Exhale and fold forward, holding either your toes or your shin bone, calf, as far as you can reach. Inhale, come up, and let's go over to the other side. Right leg is extended, left knee is bent, folding forward. This is a hamstring stretch and a hip opener on the opposite side. Inhale, come up, and slowly lower yourself down on the floor. Let's bring the right knee into the chest and across from your body. Keep your right shoulder down on the floor and bring your right knee towards your left. Breathe. Slowly come out of this and switch sides. Left knee comes into the rib cage. Exhale, bring your left knee across from your body. Keep your left shoulder on the floor. If your left knee is not reaching the floor, that's fine. Just keep your shoulder on the floor. Look away from your knee towards your left hand. Slowly come back up. Bring both knees into your chest. We're gonna grab the outer edges of the feet here for a happy baby. Press your knees down by your rib cage, down towards the floor. And let's bring the soles of the feet together. Lower your feet down on the ground, allowing your knees to open to the sides. And feel free to stay here for as long as you need to, or you can extend your legs one at a time and prepare yourself for Shavasana, or the final relaxation. The chest is open, softening the belly, keeping the eyes closed, and following the breath, staying present. Namaste.